So tonight's passage is a little bit strange, right? We're looking at Mark 5. And in Mark 5, Jesus casts out some demons from this guy, right? There's so many weird things that happen in this passage. So first off, this guy is literally off the chain, like literally off the chain. People keep chaining him up, putting him out in the tombs, getting him away because he's just a menace. They're putting him away, and he keeps breaking free of the chains and running around these tombs, making a lot of noise, yelling, screaming, crying out, cutting himself on rocks, all that kind of stuff. But the really weird part of this story is that Jesus casts out all of these demons, and then the response from the locals is just weird. So I'm not going to tell you the whole story now. We'll get there. But you're going to look at it a lot more in pods. I'm going to give you the SparkNotes version. Everyone loves SparkNotes. They got me through high school. So the gist of this story. So this possessed guy runs up to Jesus and says, "Jesus of Nazareth, don't torture me." Clearly he knows what's up. He knows who Jesus is. He knows the kind of power he's got. Jesus casts out these demons. And it turns out there isn't just one demon. There's a bunch of them. The man himself, possessed by these demons, says, "My name is Legion," because there's that many. Legion's like a military term for a massive, massive group of soldiers. So there's just tons of demons in this man. So Jesus casts them all out. And there's a lot of noise, a lot of stuff goes on. And the locals that are tending the pigs nearby, they hear all the noise, and they run back into the town to grab everyone and come back and see what's going on. But when they come back, they see this man who's normally an absolute menace, sitting there in his right mind, completely normal, talking with Jesus. You know the really, really, really strange part of this story? Is the villagers tell Jesus to leave. Now, I first read this, and I kind of skipped over it because it didn't really make sense, and it's sort of a passing thing. But then as I read over it, and I read over it, and I read over it, it just felt weird to me. So I've made my own little interpretation in video form, because that's what I do, of what our movies and that kind of stuff would look like if that was our regular response. So just watch.
Malfunction. Can't get lift off.
Hook the cable. Set it down. Set it down.
Oh my God, we lost stabilizer, rotor control. I can't hold it. I can't. I can't hold it. I can't hold it.
Excuse me.
That's a bad outfit.
Okay, Breslau, move these people out. God, look up there.
What the hell's that?
Easy, miss. I've got you.
You've got me? Who's got you?
I can't believe it. I just cannot believe it. He got her.
This man needs help. Well, I certainly hope this little incident hasn't put you off flying, miss. Statistically speaking, of course, it's still the safest way to travel.
Right. Wait!
Can you please leave? Oh, okay. Like, seriously, what is going on? Now, that's literally what happens in the passage. There was no helicopters and that sort of stuff, but Jesus saves this dude and then is asked to leave. How weird would it be if that was our response? There'd be no parades or anything like that. You'd just be like, all right, go away. You're done. And I sat there and I thought about it and I was like, surely I wouldn't do this. Surely I am not like that. Surely these guys are just weird and there's some other explanation. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized maybe I do the same thing. Not in the same way. I've never literally told Jesus to go away when he was casting out demons, but how quickly are we to think of our own way out when we're faced with issues? We've seen the power that Jesus has. He rose from the dead. He ascended to heaven. We see him change lives around us all the time. Yet how quickly are we, when we're faced with our own issues, do we think, all right, how am I going to get myself out of this? We know Jesus has the power. All we have to do is ask him. All we have to do is accept the fact that he has that power and say yes.